showing in the camera. No. If I put it like this. Yes.
Okay, for the two of us to appear.
Okay. Or you can sit like this too.
No,
And
you
face this way. So, I think we are live now, but people are still yet to join us.
Okay.
So today we'll be talking about if the water factory business is advisable. So I'm with the managing director of Sam Safe Table Water Factory, the CEO of the entire page and the entire business. So today he will be telling us from his own experience if water factory business is advisable. So that is, we'll be covering both sachet water and bottled water. So I think we'll start with, which one should we start with, sachet or bottle?
Any of them.
Okay.
You can
So-
start with sachet.
Okay. In short, let's just say the business as a whole, that's the water factory business. Is it advisable? Would you advise somebody to join that line of business? And you can also give us your reasons why you feel so or why the person shouldn't.
Yeah, you are welcome. I want to welcome each and every one of us listening at this hour. To be frank, table water business, I advise people to go into it.
Okay.
And why is because, one, you agree with me that government cannot meet up the provision of potable water for every home. And we know Nigeria is a populous country. We have high demand for water. There is no way you can live without water. And to avoid any waterborne disease, it's advisable that we have potable water to take in our homes, to take in our offices, to take in our business areas, to take in various eateries, hotels, and so on. So the demand is high, and that's why I would advise able Nigerians who have the capability to go into water business. Because, and again, it's profit yielding. It's profit yielding despite the challenges we have in the production process. Major challenge in the production process is the provision of power, because you cannot treat water, package, and supply to the people without power. That is the major challenge. And more especially like for the bottle line, you need a lot of power to be able to move your machineries to perform effectively for you to be able to package water. More especially the PET blowing machine require high power. The shrink wrapping machine that you package your water require high power because of the number of elements that are involved, which consumes a lot of current. So I would advise Nigerians who have the capability to go into water business. Yes, it's profit yielding. If properly monitored again, because the regulatory agency, NAFDAC, Standard Organization of Nigeria, really need to do a lot of work, because we have quacks within the system. Those who just go to their public tap or whatever means they can get, or borehole, without treating the water. They just package and start selling to the people. And you know, Nigerians, some, more especially the low-income ones, don't even want to know how this water is produced. As far as it is packaged and it's freezed, it's cold, as far as they are concerned, it's drinking water. Whether it is treated or not is not their business. And so people who don't even treat water, they package it and sell, bring down the cost of water in the market. It's affecting those who really spend their money to acquire the rightful equipments to treat the water in the right way to the world standard consumption. So it's really profitable. And I advise people to go into it so that we can support the government in providing potable water to the populace.
And production of water, I think there is the manufacturing side, there is the retail and marketing side. So for the manufacturing and the sales, which one would you say is more difficult? Is it actually manufacturing the water or finding people to buy?
Yeah, they go together because you can't produce water when you don't have when you cannot sell it out.
Mm,
So your market strategy should also be there. Who are you selling your water to when you produce?
mm,
So the two really need to go together. As you are thinking of production, you should be thinking of sales. Water is not what you will just produce and keep.
mm,
No, you should produce and be selling at the same time.
mm.
Yes.
You spoke about powering. So what are the major ways people power their factory?
Mainly it's electricity from let me use Abuja Electricity Distribution Company and generators. But these days it's not easy to go with generator, more especially now with the price of diesel.
Mm,
Because a liter of diesel, just 1 liter, is 1,000 naira plus. So, and how do you cope? How much will you sell the water? Realize your money. And you know what? In water business, people don't come to your factory to buy.
mm,
You have to move it to the end user. So if you are using a petrol-driven engine, how much is petrol now? Petrol too is 690 naira. In some places, it's even 700 naira plus per liter. So the cost is also there.
mm,
Cost of production is there. Cost of distribution is there.
mm.
So all these things put together, you find out that you spend a lot in getting potable water to the end user.
Yes. So some people use electricity, some people generator. Now, if you are running both sachet water and bottled water factory, what capacity of generator would you recommend for somebody going into that line?
Yeah, for a sachet water factory only, with a 5 kVA generator, you can move that. You can do the production. But
Okay.
for bottled water, you need nothing less than, comfortably, you need 150 kVA generator.
Mm.
Comfortably, you need 150 kVA generator for you to be in full production. Yes, and that's why people who are producing water, only those who are producing such a water can think of solar.
Mm.
Yes, because you can get solar of 5 kVA, 10 kVA, and you know what cost it will be to have solar of that capacity.
Mm.
But for bottle line, people are not even thinking of solar because of the cost.
Yeah, the cost of installing solar.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
So, from your experience paying the electricity bill for a water factory, like, is it for the sachet water and bottled water? Is it expensive paying for the electricity, or how would you
It's
say?
expensive. It's expensive because uh, my factory we are not in full production because of this challenge of electricity.
Mm.
So we are not able to go into full production. But even with the galloping that we undertake in production, at times I spend almost 100 to 150,000 naira
Mm.
in a month for electricity
On
bill.
electricity.
Yes.
Mm.
So it's challenging. And how much water, how much do I sell? What do I realize as profit? You see, so we are not really finding it easy. We are not finding it easy. And that is why in my factory, I cannot even think of using generator because I can't bear the cost. There are people who are using generator quite all right, but they are not finding it easy.
Easy.
They are not finding it easy.
So, can you mention one strategy you've used to help or to cope in terms of electricity shortage in the factory?
The strategy I have used is that whenever there is light, I can just produce my water down. I'll produce water down. Then maybe after some times I can start packaging.
Yeah.
Can start packaging. Yes.
That's when there is no NEPA.
When there is no NEPA, I can use generator to do the
to
packaging.
package.
Yes,
Okay.
I can use generator to do the packaging. because at times there will be NEPA, maybe 1 hour maximum, the light is gone. And you won't see the light again until another, maybe it can take another 2 days. That's in my own location. Some people are lucky where they are getting light. But where I am, that is the challenge I'm facing.
Okay. Running the business is not easy.
It's not easy. Business generally is not easy. And when you price your water, people are not ready to buy. They prefer to buy the one that is cheap, but they don't even know what quality it is. Because the quality is what matters. Like sachet water, you can buy sachet water somewhere. Once you open it, ensure it will be testing as if it is water from the riverside. I drank one like that. I won't mention the name of the company now, but I drank one like that. There's one when you open it, you keep it, you cannot even take it again the second time. It will start smelling, it will start tasting, you start feeling some taste, or taste that you won't even want to take. So there are sachet water like that. Yes, but like in my own company, my sachet water is the same line of treatment with my bottled water. It's the same line. And that is why people even call me to bring my sachet water. Sam Safe Table Water. That is my company. Sam Safe. Sam Safe Table Water. We'll do our best to try to keep to standard. Down, visit me, time without number. Standard Organization of Nigeria, the same thing. So far with their visit, they are always happy. They are always happy with our company production.
So the top treatment equipment for treating bottled water is what we use for the sachet water.
Yes, I use reverse osmosis. That is what I use.
Alright. In the area of bottled water production, what are some of those major materials that you need to get to produce one bottle of water?
Yeah, majorly is the preform that will blow into the size of bottle, either 75 cl, 35 cl, or 50 cl. In my company, majorly is just 75 cl and 35 cl I produce. You will need a cap. These are components we buy separately. You buy the preform, you buy cap, the cover, then the label, that is the company label. Those are and then the shrink wrapping nylon. Those are the three major parts, apart from the water itself. Then when you talk of the treatment process, the filter, the membrane, and so on and so forth. Yes.
Okay. So the PET preforms, the label, cap, shrink wrapping film.
Yes.
So like for the blowing machine, the blowing machine is quite expensive. So some questions some people have asked, is it advisable to have a blowing machine in the factory, or is it better to blow your bottle somewhere else than
No, for ease of work, it's better you have your own. Yes, it's better you have your own, because the cost of even going to blow somewhere else and bringing it to your factory, that cost of transportation is another thing. Then you go and be paying somebody again to blow bottle for you. It's another expenses that you can take care of. So it's better you have your own PET blowing machine equipment, so that you can blow your bottle as at when due. You might take it somewhere, they will tell you they are busy, they are blowing for other people. You will have to queue up. But if you have your own, you blow for yourself anytime you need it. You don't need to start banking on someone. So no matter the cost of the equipment, as far as you have made up your mind to set up a bottled water line, you should also make up your mind to blow your bottles yourself.
It will make the work easier.
The work will be easier for you. Time, you won't waste time.
Yes.
You'll be able to save time and so on.
So for Sam Safe bottled water, we have that 5 cl and some 5 cl.
Yes.
So is there a mold for the 35 cl and 75 cl?
Yes, there are two different molds. Whenever you want to blow 75 cl bottle, you mount the mold into the equipment, blow your bottles. When you finish and you want to blow 35 cl bottle, you change the modes and put the 35 cl bottle mode. That is it.
Okay. So for nylon, for the sachet water production, so the nylon is produced, but is there anything you need to have before producing nylon?
Yeah, you need the what do we call it? You need your rubber syrup or cylinder.
Okay.
It's better to have the cylinder. It's better to use cylinder because with cylinder it's clearer, the printing is sharper, and it takes longer time. Or with rubber syrup, you will be changing it from time to time, and the printing on the film will not
Be
will
clear.
not come out clear.
Mm.
So those are the challenges with that one.
Okay.
Yes.
In the area of registration, that's registering your product before you actually start selling it in the market. Can you tell us what the process was like for you?
Yeah, for me, the process, one thing, I met someone who was already into the business and he guided me. One is to register with the trademark with the Ministry of Trade and Industry. So you register your company trademark. After that has been done, before you go to NAFDAC, because those are the things you will submit to NAFDAC. Then we go to NAFDAC, do all the necessary application, fill the necessary forms, pay the necessary fees required of the agency. Then they'll come and take your water as sample, take it to their lab for test. Once you qualify, then they give you their NAFDAC number. It is after that the standard organization will also come into.
So for somebody thinking of setting up a water factory, is it a general office where they do all the registrations, or at the let's say for example someone is thinking of setting up a factory in Lagos or Ondo State, does he have to come down to Abuja to do registration?
No. Lagos, like trade and industry, they are in every state. Yeah, they are in every state. You go to the one in your state. The same thing, NAFDAC, they are in every state. You go to the one in your state. But the registration number for NAFDAC is it is the state, after all the tests have been carried out, that will send to their headquarters. Because everything is controlled from NAFDAC headquarters, and the headquarters is in Lagos. So they are the one that will send it to Lagos. Once your number is out, they'll call you and inform you and give you your number. And you are not expected to start production and sell to the public without NAFDAC number. Yes.
So you need to have your NAFDAC number
Before your product goes into the market. Yes.
So in general, how much will you say you spent on setting up the whole factory? Let's say, can you give estimate for somebody starting, like how you started, the initial startup? Like how much would you say it costs, and which equipments? What were some of the things you got that made it reach up to that amount?
Okay. My factory was, let me say, some 3-4 years back. The cost cannot be compared with today. I made to understand that the Dingley sachet water machine today is almost 2 million.
2 million plus.
2 million plus, thank you. So one machine will cost you 2 million plus. Let's even say 2.3 million for now. Then your treatment plant, you need to get your treatment plant that you will treat your water. Treatment plant, I can't tell you the cost today.
Those are still of various sizes.
Yes, there are various sizes. Is it the 4 membrane or the 6 membrane, 8 membrane? Though for sachet water with 4 membrane, I think it will be okay. Then you have your media units where you put your charcoal, sand, rinsing, other filtration units. That one too, will cost you about, I think, $1 million plus. Because they are into two components. Some are three components, depending on your source of water. So if your source of water is hard water, you will need more of these units. If it is not a hard water, so it depends on the geophysical report of your borehole, if you are using borehole. Then you need tanks, surface tanks. You need your GP tanks that you will use for your semi-treated water and for the treated water. We all know the cost of tanks now, depending on the size of tanks that you are using. So all those things put together, if you are not careful, you will see yourself spending almost 8 to 9 million naira to set up a sachet water production center. Yes, I'm not talking of the structure, because just the equipments. Because you will need a structure which will have to be inspected by the NAFDAC team. Because in the structure you have various units. You have the let me say, your cloth unit, where when your staff come, you need to enter and change. Then you have your toilet facilities. You have your raw material room, where you keep your raw materials when you buy them from outside. You need your production room. You need your finished product room, and so on. So the structure that you produce your sachet water will be divided into segments, all the segments, and it flows. There's a diagram. It will have to flow, so that when you come in, you first of all maybe pass through the reception before you go to the clothes room. You enter, change. You now go to your raw material room, carry the raw material that you need to enter production room with. Then you enter your production room. When you finish producing, as you are producing, you are moving them to the finished product room before your vehicle or whatever means you want to use in transporting your product will now come and take from the finished product room. Yes. So that is how the housing for the finished for the sachet water factory is. So at the end of the day, just as I've said, with less than 8, 9, 10 million for the bottle line, let me just give you a rough estimate. For the bottle line, you will need almost 40 to 50 million.
50 million.
Yeah, 40 to 50 million to get your bottle line set up. Because the pet blowing machine is there. That one is also in millions of 5 and above. Your treatment plant is also there. Your shrink wrapping machine is there. Your monoblock is there. The monoblock, depending on the size of monoblock you are buying or you have. So it all depends on the size. They have their various prices.
And there's also materials too.
Yeah, the materials that you need to buy
for production.
You need to buy your preforms, you need to buy your caps, you need to buy your shrink wrap film, you need to buy your label, produce your label. You need filters that you'll be changing from time to time as you are producing. You need your pumping machines, not just one, not two, not three. You need your pumping machines and surface pump machines
too.
You need your tanks, so many other parts.
With trucks too.
Yes, you need vehicles for distribution. You agree with me that even this small jet we use these days, when we started it was less than $1 million naira, but today the high jet is 2 million naira.
That's the mini truck.
Yes, there is the mini truck. It's more than 2 million naira today. Now look at how many do you want to buy? How many areas? What is the area you are covering? And so on and so forth. So the cost of producing water, table water, is really not easy more especially for bottle line.
So I don't know if there's any question. I haven't seen any question asked here yet. Okay, one question again that people do ask, like I asked you the other day too, is the size of land. So if somebody is thinking of setting up sachet water and bottled water, okay, let me start with only sachet water. How many plots of land would you recommend for just a portable factory?
Yeah, a portable factory with, let me say, with 600 square meter piece of land. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
600 square meters, because you need a parking space. You need a parking space. It's not just the structure alone, but a parking space for your vehicles. Yes, you need to put that into consideration. For a bottle line, to be minimal, let me say 1,000 square meters parcel of land. Will be able to give you a good structure and parking space for your vehicles.
Okay.
Yes, 1,000 square meters, 1,000 to 1,005. So depending on what you can get. Yes, but minimal 1,000 square meters. It's okay for a bottle line. Yes.
I think those are just some of the major things when it comes to
Yeah, and I know most people would want to
construction.
say, is it profit yielding? Yeah, it's profit yielding. There is nothing that is not profit yielding if you are a good manager. Yes. If you are a good manager and you have good operators, you have good hands to manage your equipments. Because if you can manage your equipments, you reduce expenses. Some people don't know how to handle equipment. So if they handle your equipment carelessly, your equipment will continue to get damaged, and you continue to spend the little money you are getting as interest or
your
income. You will see yourself spending it on managing, on repairing equipment every now and then. Meanwhile, the other person who has good hands handling his equipment will not be spending much on maintenance of the equipment. So it's profit yielding if you are able to manage the business very well. Yes.
What are some of those things, like for the sachet water and the bottled water? I know there are other things too that take up money for repairs, like the trucks and the rest. But for the sachet water, for the production line, what are some of those things or that cause the equipment to spoil?
For the bottle line? Yeah, most of the things that cause the equipment to spoil is...
And sorry, maybe those parts too, those places in particular that are likely to develop faults. Like maybe a part of the machine that if...
You see, your monoblock, let me start with the monoblock. If your operator is not somebody who concentrates, concentration, because it's not good when you are working, you are talking on phone. And that's why we don't encourage our operators to carry phone, their handset into the production room. They should keep the handset at the cloth room or reception. You should not answer call when you are working. Yes. In short, discussion during work with other staff should be minimal. Because any small mistake, when your bottle is going around and there's any jam, if you don't stop the machine immediately, it will cause damage. It will damage your monoblock, more especially your filling line. And once it damages it, it takes time, because all these things are uncertain. And once the setting is out of line, it will affect other areas. So the same thing with the caps. In short, one day my operator came and said, the rail that takes the caps from the hanger, from the holder, to go and cap the bottle, that is broken. And I said, how can this thing break if not carelessness? The same thing, they said the bottle, the filling line jam, and even the leg that whole seat got broken. All these are carelessness of operators. All these things are carelessness of operators. So if your operator is not or concentrating on his work causes damage to your equipment. Those are the major challenges. The other challenge that causes equipment to damage again, more especially the shrink wrapping machine, is the electrical problems, because all these things are timed. They are supposed to be owning themselves. Once the temperature is too high, there is a breaker that should off to regulate the temperature. When it is too low, it ons itself to increase the temperature. So, and if light is a challenge, if there's too much fluctuation of light, it causes this breaker to get burned. So these are some of the things, and these things are not things of 1,000, 2,000. You spend a lot of money to replace them. And the technical hands handling this equipment are expensive. Before you get somebody to come and do this, they will start charging you 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. You know, and you have to pay them, because if you don't pay, they won't come and work. And if you don't work for you, your production will stop, and it will affect your business. So the other thing again, the area of carelessness is servicing of the equipment. We don't just walk without servicing the equipment. And what is there in servicing is greasing. Most of these parts, like where we have chain and so on, is to grease them so that the movement will not be dry. You grease this equipment. You clean them on daily basis, because this equipment do not expect dust to come in. Where you are doing your production, you should not expect dust. The place should be cool all the time. So regular cleaning, regular servicing, oiling, and greasing of all these parts is what is required. And washing of the tanks, because your source of water, you are not too sure how it comes, more especially from the borehole. You need to wash your water tanks. You wash your water tanks so that the impurities do not get into the arrow. Wash, and then regular back washing of the filtration unit. Regular back washing. Regular changing of filters is very, very necessary. So those are some of the things that we need to maintain so that they can function effectively. And so many other things that we might not be able to say it here. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming live too on the stream to share from your experience. Till the next live stream.